everyone, welcome back to Learner's World. Today's video is going to be an intro to anatomy and physiology. This video is going to go over a couple of the basic things you might see in a high school anatomy class or a college anatomy class. So without further ado, let's get started. So we're going to start with the directions and planes of the human body. You have the frontal plane, which is going to separate the front and back sides of the body. You have sagittal plane, which is going to separate the left and right sides of the body. Now there are two types of the sagittal plane that you should know. So mid-sagittal plane is going to equally separate the right and left sides of the body, and the parasagittal plane is going to be more of an unequal separation between the left and right sides of the body. You have a transverse plane, which is going to separate the top and bottom halves of the body, and you have the oblique plane, which is more of a diagonal separation of the parts of the body. You have an anterior, meaning front side of the body, posterior, meaning back side of the body, superior, meaning towards the head, inferior, meaning towards the tailbone, medial, meaning towards the midline, lateral, meaning away from the midline, superficial, meaning closer to the skin surface, deep, meaning more further below the skin surface. You have proximal and distal, which only refer to the arms and legs. Proximal means it's more towards the trunk, and distal means it's more away from the trunk of the body. So, for example, if I'm talking about the patella and the femur is proximal to the patella. Next, we have our body cavities, starting with the dorsal body cavity. The dorsal body cavity is the cavity that holds the cranial cavity and the spinal cavity. It runs along the back side of the body. You might also hear it referred to as the posterior body cavity. It contains the meninges, brain, spinal column, and spinal cord. So your cranial body cavity is the space in the skull containing the brain and associated structures. It's situated superior to the spinal cord and encased by the 8 cranial bones. You have your spinal cavity, which is the space in the vertebral column housing the spinal cord. It is formed by the stacked vertebrae of the spinal column and extends from the base of the skull to the tip of the coccyx. You have your ventral cavity, which is the body cavity along the front side of the body. It contains thoracic and abdominopelvic cavities. And the abdominopelvic cavity obviously is 2 cavities put together, being the abdominal and the pelvic cavities. You have the thoracic cavity, which is a body cavity located in the chest. It contains pleural cavities surrounding each lung, the mediastinum and the pericardial cavity surrounding the heart. The diaphragm separates the thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity. It is lined by a membrane known as the pleura to reduce friction between the organs and cavity wall. You have the abdominal cavity, which contains intestines, liver, stomach, and other organs that aid in digestion. It is lined by the peritoneum. The parietal peritoneum lines the abdominal and pelvic walls, while the visceral peritoneum is found around the organs. The pelvic cavity is located below the abdominal cavity and between the pelvic bones. It contains reproductive and urinary organs. The boundaries of the pelvic cavity are the pelvic brim superiorly, pelvic outlet inferiorly, pubic symphysis anteriorly, sacrum and coccyx posteriorly, and the iliac bones laterally. Now for the body regions. You have your antebrachial region, referring to your forearm. You have your antecubital region, referring to the inner elbow. You have your axillary region, referring to your armpit. Your brachial region, referring to your upper arm. Your buccal region, referring to your cheek. Your carpal region is your wrist. The cephalic region is your head. Your cervical region is your neck. Your coxal region is your hip. Your crural region is your shin. Your elbow is called the cubital region. And then for your back, it's either going to be called the dorsum or the dorsal region. You have the femoral region, which obviously is your thigh. You have your frontal region being your forehead. Your knee goes by 2 different ones, depending on how you learn it. It's either going to be referred to as your genicular region or your patellar region. You have your inguinal region, which is your groin or inner thigh. Your lumbar region is your lower back. Your mental region is your chin. Your orbital region is your eye. Your otic region is your ear. Your pectoral region is your chest. The pedal region is your foot. Your plantar region is going to be the sole or bottom of your foot. Your popliteal region is the back of the knee. Your calf is the sterile region. Your ankle is your tarsal region, and your vertebral region is obviously the backbone. Organic compounds in the body, starting with carbohydrates. They are made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen in a ratio of about 1 to 2 to 1. They are formed by the chemical reaction process of condensation or dehydration synthesis and broken apart by hydrolysis. Monosaccharides, disaccharides, oligosaccharides, and polysaccharides are carbohydrates. So lipids, they are most commonly seen in the form of fats. They consist of a 3-carbon glycerol linked to fatty acid chains. Proteins, these contain hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon, sometimes contain phosphorus and sulfur. Some of the proteins in the body include antibodies, enzymes, and hemoglobin. These are built by aminosaccharides. Nucleic acid. They are found primarily in the cellular nucleus. They are comprised of nucleotides. They are large biomolecules which play roles in viruses and cells. The most common examples you will see in the human body are RNA and DNA. And that's all I have for today. I hope y'all enjoyed. And if there's a topic you want to learn more about, leave it in the comment below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up. And I hope you'll have a great day.